Good morning, class. Welcome to English class. Let's continue with the lesson, The Gift of the Magi, page number 18. Come on, last paragraph. The Dillingham had been flung to the breeze during a former period of prosperity when James was being paid $30 per week. Now, when the income was shrunk to $20, the letters of the Dillingham looked blurred, as though they were thinking of contracting to an unassuming D. But whenever Mr. James Dillingham Young came home, he was called Jim and gratefully hugged by Mrs. James Dillingham Young, introduced to you as Della. When they were financially good, that time James was paid $30 per week, and when the James income was reduced to $20, they were planning to shift in a small flat so that they could pay the money. Though they were living in a small flat and their financial condition was not good, their love was not affected. James was always called as Jim, and his loving wife Della always hugged him with love when he came back to home. Della finished her cry and attended to her cheeks with the powder rag. Della, after crying, put powder on her cheeks so that when her husband could not recognize that she had cried. She stood by the window and looked out dully at a grey cat walking a grey fence in a grey backyard. She was watching outside the window that grey cat was walking in the grey backyard. Tomorrow would be Christmas, and she had only $1.87 with which to buy Jim a present. She had saved every penny she could for months, but $20 a week does not go far. Expenses had better greater than she had calculated. Another day would be Christmas, and she wanted to buy a gift for her husband, but she had only $1.87. That means approximately 136 rupees she had. She was saving money from months, but every $1 per week in which, after bulldozing grocer, vegetable man and the butcher, she could only save $1.87, but her calculation got wrong because the expenses were more. Many a happy hour she had spent planning for something nice for Jim. Something fine and rare, something just a little bit near to being worthy for the honor of being loved by him. So she was planning to buy a good gift for her husband, and with full excitement she always thinks of she was deciding what to give her husband, and something unique she wanted to give. As if we buy a gift for anyone, we want that something unique I will give nobody has given. Like that, on something unique she wanted to give to Jim, which her husband would like. There was a mirror between the windows of the room. Suddenly she whirled from the window and stood before the glass. Her eyes were shining, but her face had lost its color. Rapidly she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its full length. There was a glass window. Della stood in front of the window and started observing herself as her husband looked at her with love. But suddenly her face shrunk to dull, and quickly she unknot her hair and let her hair fall down. There were two positions of the James Dillingham Youngs in which they took a mighty pride. One was Jim's gold watch that had been his father's and his grandfather's. The other was Della's hair. So there were two precious things which made Dillingham proud. What were they? One was Jim's own his grandfather and then father's gold watch, which he loved the most. And second was Della's long and beautiful hair. Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining like a cascade of brown waters. It reached below her knee. She did it up again nervously. She faltered only once and stood still, while a tear or two splashed on the worn red carpet. So now, as Stella was planning to buy a gift for her husband, she decided to sell her long lengthy hair. She put her long lengthy hair, which was looking as the river flowing, and her hair was brown in color, which reached below her knee. After seeing in mirror, she hesitated, but quickly she stood, as she had already decided to sell her hair. The two drops of tears fell down on the red carpet which was placed on the floor there. This was the long lengthy hair Della had, and it is in brown color. On went her old brown jacket and old brown hat, with a whirl of skirts and with a sparkle still in her eyes. She cluttered out of the door and down the stairs to the street. Before going out, she wore a red-brown jacket and old brown hat and with a skirt, and opens the door and get down to the streets from the downstairs. Where she stopped, the sign read, "Ma'am, Where she stopped, the sign read, "Ma'am Sofronie, hair goods of all kinds." "Will you buy my hair?" asked Della. "I buy hair," said Madam. "Take your hat off and let's have a look at it." After taking a few steps, she stopped at one point. There was a board on which "Ma'am Sofronie, hair goods of all kinds" was written. Della went inside the parlor and asked if Madam would buy her hair. The Madam replied that she would buy her hair, but before that she would take a look at her hair and ask her to remove the hat. Okay class, we'll continue tomorrow the rest of part. Thank you.